don't be so desperate. I think that's the thing with the not settling is when you're desperate to the point where the things that you value as a human being, you're with a person and they're going against your values and your sense of worth is being undermined and diminished. No, walk away. You are better than that. Right? That to me is the not settling.
Welcome back to the Juxtaposition Podcast. I'm your host, Nana, and I'm here with my lovely co-host,
Janet.
And we got Bernice in the background. Say
Yes.
what up, Bernice. Hi. Today, we have special guests.
Yes.
Special guests, okay? So, I work at Portico, okay? When I first started working in Portico, someone told me, yo, there's Pastor Charlene and... actually, it was Pastor Duane here. I said, who, Pastor Duane? Oh, Pastor Duane used to work at Christian. I said, what? Point me to him. So I go to him. I said, sir, you used to pastor at Christian Center Church, my old church, for my whole life. He's like, yeah, I did that, you know? Because he has this big man voice. He's very scary. But he's like, yeah, I did it. And I'm like, wow, full circle. Okay? And then a couple months later, or a couple weeks later, Pastor Charlene came into. It's like, what, Pastor Charlene? She's like, yo, I used to teach you when you were younger. And now we're here together. Today we have Pastor Charlene and Pastor Duane. Welcome. Welcome.
I can tell the nerves in Nana's voice a little bit.
I mean, I'm not really nervous. It's been a minute since we recorded.
It's okay, you know?
Yeah,
Don't worry, we know them.
Yeah.
We know them. It's good.
You know, actually coming to this interview, I had no nerves at all. Like, usually when we interview people, it's like, oh my gosh.
A little bit nervous.
I don't really know them. Then we have to sit down and banter. And but I was like, I see these guys all the time. So how are you guys doing?
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
If you can tell in the camera, these two lovely people are matching. That's how you can tell that the marriage is sweet, guys. The marriage is sweet. If you're matching with your partner, it's sweet. So we're just gonna get started with the first question. We'll get right into it. So we're gonna talk more about their story and just kind of how they started and stuff. So the first question for you.
Hold on. Oh. Can I just say that these two lovely people are gonna be on our live show as well.
They are.
Okay? So it's great that they're here to kind of set the tone, like boom. So continue.
All right. So they've been married for 28 years, and when you look at each other today, what's one thing that you appreciate more now than you did when you first got married?
Do you want to start?
Sure. So when I saw this question, I thought of our conversations. I appreciated our conversations when we met, and I still appreciate our conversations even more so now than when we met. We really have good discussions, and we can talk about a lot of things, and we always have really good conversation, and we seem to never have enough time to have good conversations, but we always enjoy them when we have the time and we make the time.
Yeah, we talk a lot with each other. But I think the thing that I've always appreciated is my wife's maturity. And I think it has grown over the years. To me, I've just appreciated how she is in my corner, how she's my safe space. So yeah, I've just seen that grow and I haven't seen that diminish.
Wow. How did you guys meet?
So we met in Newmarket. And at the time, she was a part of a musical ministry. I was volunteering as a pastor in Etobicoke, the Etobicoke area. And through some common acquaintances, I ended up going to watch her in this group. They were just it's a musical group, and they were singing at a church. And then after they were at the church, they went to somebody's place for some fellowship. And she was literally sitting across the table from me. And the people who were my friends, they were sort of off in the house with other people. So we just started talking. And that was our initial meeting. Yeah.
Wow.
And we had good conversation, actually.
Yeah. And that was the thing that I found to be honest, I found that remarkable
Mm.
because I don't think good conversation amongst people. Well, at that time, I didn't think good conversation was at a. It wasn't like there wasn't a plethora of it
Yeah.
amongst people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when she was like that, I definitely wanted to get to know her more.
Wow. Okay.
So it caught your attention. What for you? I guess you're saying good conversation. What sparked like good conversation where you're like, I want to actually know more about her. I want to kind of dive more into like her mind and what she thinks and what she's just more about. Like, could you tell me more of what kind of sparked your interest?
She was settled. She was open. And she didn't seem to have anything to prove. She's just very like matter of fact there, but not hard. So friendly, open. I felt transparent because I think the first time we met you were telling me about your counseling
What I was
aspiration.
studying, what I was studying at the time, because I was studying at Tyndale at the time.
So I was really impressed with that. Because I just thought she didn't come across as somebody with something to prove. She didn't come across as someone with something to hide. So I was like, oh, this is interesting.
So one of the goals or one of the reasons I want you guys on the podcast, because in this generation we face like a lot of things. It's ghetto. It's ghetto. Me and Pastor Duane and I, we had a mini conversation on why young men have trouble dating, which was really good. So if you want to watch that, go watch that. But my first question is very quick. How old were you guys when you guys got married?
Yeah, I believe 27, 26.
Yeah. 27, 26.
Yeah.
And the reason I ask, because today it seems like we are getting married or we are reaching the commitment phase way older. And I have a stat. I think in 1980, the average age was around 25 for men and 21 for women to get married. Today it's closer to 30 for men and 28 for women. So, like, why do you think we're seeing this shift? Like, what do you think is different from then to now?
I think the cultural norms have changed. I think people are waiting to finish school. People are hesitant to get married. People are living together more. The norms are different. The values are different. So things that were, I mean, I know people were living together then, but it's not as commonplace as it is now. And almost like there's a mindset that is sort of the more economical way to go because it's expensive to get married and, you know, just different mindsets. It's almost too like the biblical piece. It's just not as in the forefront as it used to be.
Yeah.
Which, what can I say? I mean, you know, it's interesting. Yeah. It's harder. It's more challenging. It's more challenging. Economically, it's more challenging. Spiritually, the climate is more challenging. Yeah.
How about you, Pastor Dylan? What would you say?
No, I am married. Oh, sorry.
Pastor Dylan is very sarcastic.
I'm sorry. Let me answer your question. So I think people are waiting longer. I'd agree a lot with what Pastor Charlene has said.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I could really add anything to it. I guess people are looking at marriage today. It's funny, you know, because at the same time, while people are waiting longer to get married, it seems to me that more people are getting married. And I could be totally wrong about that. But I know there was a time period where it seemed to me like there was just a lot of cohabitating going on. I find there's a lot more people getting married.
Wanting to get married.
Yeah. That's more of a I don't want to say it's an en vogue thing, but it's more of a, it's more acceptable. It's more like, well, more people are doing it.
Yeah.
But I would say, along with what Pastor Charlene has said, definitely finances. And then I think another thing that we had talked about earlier was just the lack of commitment they themselves have seen from the previous generation.
Yes.
So a lot of the brokenness that they've seen. So it's like, okay, we want to get married, but how do I know I'm not going to end up like them?
Yeah.
Right? So there's that apprehension. And you know what? In one sense, that's understandable. You know, you don't want to enter into something where it's like you saw two other people who looked like they were good together and it went, right?
Yeah. And the heartbreak and the financial loss, and, you know, and so people are more protective of themselves and their stuff.
Yeah.
That's another thing
That
too.
is true.
Sorry, a question
No, go ahead.
is coming up in my head. So while you guys are in ministry, Pastor Duane, you're kind of in the world of counseling potential married couples, and then Pastor Charlene, you are a counselor as well. So in those two worlds, what is the major theme you see with people when they come to you? Like, what's something that's like a constant, like, I don't know, what people are dealing with when you're having these conversations that's kind of hindering people to reaching their potential of like going further with like a person, a couple, or even just individually so they can be better for their spouse, their partner?
I would say over idealism. I don't think people are aware of their own blind spots, or they're not aware of the blind spots in the relationship. So there's some couples that come to me like everything's fine, everything's wonderful. They get defensive if I start saying, well, have you thought about this? Have you looked at that? And it's not meant for them to get defensive. It's just for them to look at it. And there's a lot of apologizing that goes on and stuff like that. So that's what I see.
Yeah.
From my end, but I like that word idealism because, you know, couples come and they want their relationship to look like what they're seeing on television or like seeing in the shows. And you're not going to, like, you have to be intentional about your marriage. You know, we're human. People will make mistakes. People will, you know, you will have fights. You will have disagreements. But, you know, there's this, that word, idealism, it's supposed to look like this, you know. Your physical relationship's supposed to look like this. Your money relationship's supposed to look like this. Your emotional relationship's supposed to look, and no. And if you don't have skills, it's okay that you learn skills. It's okay to go into a marriage not having all the skills in terms of how you communicate and how you relate. And it's okay to learn them. Like some people feel like, well, no, you know, you have to step in and know everything all at once. No.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people are intimidated by like commitment. What do you think kind of like draws them to be intimidated about committing to someone like for the long term? Like, I guess give an example from you guys. Like, what made you say like, okay, we're ready to commit to each other? Because compared to now, it's like there's different things that causes people to commit, and then back then is also kind of different as well. So, what are some, I guess, parallels or non-parallels?
I like how you say back then, back in the Stone Ages. You know, back in the horse and buggy, you know. I think for myself, I consider that from a young age, I just thought different. I always thought about marriage from a young age.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really any like, okay, I'm going to do a lot of dating. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. It's like, I'm going to find somebody and, you know, they're going to be my wife. Now, doesn't mean, it's not to say that Charlene was the first person I looked at and said, she's a potential mate. But I know when we met, what made me commit to her was just time and the trajectory. Because I think the way things were going, we could have stopped at any moment. And that would have been like, okay, I guess it's not working. So it's almost like, ironically, with commitment, you have to hold on loosely, right? The tighter you hold on, that's a bad relationship. in a lot of ways. So
Yeah, I think I know, like I was in previous relationships as well. I know when I was getting to know him, what I liked about him was that he's a reasonable guy. He's somebody you could have a conversation with and he could go, well, I could see it from your point of view.
Yeah.
You know, I was in previous relationships where I didn't feel that the other person was really listening and that you could reason with them,
Yeah.
you know? And actually, I mean, I don't know how much about marriage or relationships you've talked about on this podcast or read about, but John Gottman talks about taking influence from your partner. That's one of the indicators of a good relationship. He will take he will listen and be influenced by me, and I will be influenced by him, and that's a good thing. Whereas there's some people, you know, they don't take influence from me.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned a little bit you had other relationships. Me and you had a conversation, and listen, I'm not gonna put you on blast, but I'm gonna put you on blast. I think you mentioned she was in a relationship when you met her, or maybe like in a state you knowing her, but you didn't let that stop you. How did you navigate that as a man? Like you see, you
how do I navigate as a man? Okay.
Man.
because there's situations like that where there's no ring on someone. They're single. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So how did you navigate that? Navigate that as a man, knowing like, okay, I gotta be respectful. I gotta be patient, and I'm somewhat her pastor. So how? Because that can get tricky.
So here's the thing. So I was a pastor. I wasn't her pastor.
Oh, okay,
Right?
okay.
So, but what I did is I practiced my pastoring.
Okay.
And did it have, were there ulterior motives? Honestly, yes and no. So, because I think she was at a place in her relationship, I just asked her some questions. If she had said to me at that point, I am set on this other person, I would have said, okay, that's it. But obviously, I think, if I remember correctly, there were things happening where it's like, she was with this other person.
It was long distance,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was sort of at the crossroads with regard to my life and decisions, and you know, two different countries, two different career paths.
Yeah.
You know, really, I was sort of not strongly tethered. Yeah. So
That makes sense.
So here's the thing. Like, I think if you're interested in somebody, I think respect is always going to be the key thing. Wherever they find themselves, whatever they're doing, if they don't have that, or if you don't give them that respect, even if a relationship gets started, it's starting on a wrong foundation, right? So you've got to give that space. And here's the thing, because there's a lot of people that, oh, I wish I had him, I wish I had her. It's like, well, you don't, right? Until they say, yes, I'm willing, or until they say, my heart doesn't belong to someone else.
Yeah.
Especially as people of faith, if we really believe in the work of God, of Jesus in our lives, it's not like I've got to look at somebody and say, hey, you know, everything about that person, I want it, I've got to have it. It's like, no, God knows who I need, what I want in that person, but they're not for me. God will provide better, right? I think that's the way we have to operate if we're going to be people of faith.
Yeah.
That's true. Like you were saying, as you had going just into that past relationship that you've had, and then most people would kind of deem it as you didn't settle because you got Pastor Duane, right? And so we often hear like, don't settle, because you could have maybe stuck with that guy who was long distance. You like some parts of him, of course, but there were other things that you found in Pastor Duane that was, you know, more intriguing to you. So that's good advice. But when we're doing healthy standards, becomes like the unrealistic expectations. Like people say, don't settle. What does that, I guess, mean to you? What does that mean like now?
right.
Or in the Christian faith of not settling, because people can throw out that term loosely as well.
Yeah, I think, and I wouldn't even throw out that term for the past relationship that I had. Like, it wasn't sort of like I was striving for better per se. I thought that person was a great guy.
Yeah.
It was just we were just in different seasons, and I was just trying to figure out myself. I mean, he was trying to figure himself out as well. And I ended that relationship. We ended that relationship, and then I didn't jump into the other relationship. In fact, we were friends, and I told him, look, I want to have a friendship because I didn't know which way was up for me
Yeah.
at that time. And so, I mean, when I was looking at that question, I thought of, some people could be really, really extreme about like the person has to have all the same things, same interests, same. I think there are some non-negotiables, and I think everybody, to me, they're not settling. There's some non-negotiables like, okay, for some people, even this might be a negotiable, but for me, I wanted a person of faith. I wanted a person of my faith.
Yeah.
That was one of my non-negotiables, because of how I choose to live before the Lord. Hey, God has been merciful to some people, and they've married someone and sanctified them and got them into the faith. So that's why I don't want to be hard and fast on anything.
Yeah.
But so that was one of mine. And how the person treats you, like there's certain things, like some basic things, how you're being treated as a person.
Yeah.
The person is rude to you, abusive, they use you, like, don't be so desperate. I think that's the thing with the not settling is when you're desperate to the point where the things that you value as a human being, you're with a person and they're going against your values, and your sense of worth is being undermined and diminished. No, walk away. You are better than that, right? That to me is the not settling.
Yeah.
But some people have some very, very high. They have to have. Somebody was talking to me about something they were watching on YouTube where the girls have to look like this, and they have to have, or the guys have to have this amount of money, and to me that's extra, right? Right? It's more about character and more about how you're being treated, because you're going to live with the person.
Yeah.
If you want to live and choose to love the person for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's some red flags people overlook because of attraction? Because you talk about like the non-negotiables, but what's some of the red flags you guys come across with just dealing with other people in ministry, or not even just what you guys have seen?
Yeah, I think the level of selfishness and narcissism in some people. I think a lot of people miss those things. Another thing I would add is sometimes some people are just mismanagers. They can't manage themselves. They can't manage their money. They can't manage their jobs that well. They can't manage. They can't manage their family relationships well. Those things are not going to change when you get married.
Right.
Mismanagers. I never heard that before, but that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's if you see it now,
Yeah.
you'll
Run
be
away.
seeing it forever.
Yeah. So run
If
away.
that's where you're
Run.
going,
Run away, or at least tell them and
and then run away.
then
Gently
give
ease
them
them.
space to kind of work through their stuff. How's
That
that?
space far away from you.
Space to work through their stuff.
I guess like the red flags, or what does a healthy relationship look like for you guys, and like seeing it now, like what are some of the things that we should look for,
Green flags.
the green flags of things?
Somebody's ability to change. Somebody who's teachable. Somebody who's flexible. That's what I would say.
People who are able to, you can talk and listen well, right? The communication, it's really it's really important. And a lot of couples come about that, right? Like
Yeah.
that's one of the things that they come for, better communication. And it is definitely something, how you are able to talk and listen, talk to your partner and listen to the partner, like, because you want to be able to understand the other person, and you want to be able to have empathy for the other person. So you can walk together, you could really care for the other person and love the other person, and you want to feel cared for. Your partner is going to be a you want that person to be a safe space, and you want to have a healthy bond. So, yeah. Those are the things.
I guess I want to ask further for you guys, like, what's one thing in communication that you constantly practice daily, like in your lives together, or one thing that you're like, this is what we do with communication and it works well. Um,
I want to give this guy props for this. He always, regardless of whatever place we're at, if we're angry at each other or cold or if he will come and greet me, you know, you kiss me good night or kiss me good morning, no matter where we're at. That is important. Like I remember early in our relationship, I really appreciated that about him. That despite, whatever, because, it was sort of that non-verbal way of saying, hey, you know what, I'm still in your corner. I know you're mad, but, or I know I'm not that pleased, but we're still together. We're still in this together. So that would be the thing I would say.
Plus 10.
I'm gonna take that in my back pocket as a key.
Oh man, that's amazing.
What about yourself, Pastor Duane?
Yeah, I would say she always there's certain looks that my wife gives me that really gives me a funny feeling in here, and I let her know. And I mean this in a good way. It's like I don't know how to explain what kind of feeling it is, but it's like it's a really, really good feeling, but it feels like my stomach is just jello. I just feel like really like, ooh, just I don't know. Yeah. And she does that a lot. I like how she asks for my opinion. I think she respects me a lot. And I don't take that for granted. A lot of times I have to pinch myself and really consider that how much she loves me in that way. And I find that's pretty consistent. Yeah.
I was at we were setting up for one of our events, and they're sitting at the table, and I think I went back and told these guys at home. I said, the way these guys look at each other, I never seen that before.
Yeah.
Like it was such a positive thing to see, like an older couple.
Oh yes,
You
of
guys
course.
are young, but I'm just saying.
No. Say what you really mean.
You guys are very young,
Seasoned.
but
Seasoned.
very
That makes it even worse.
Let me turn up my hearing aid. Oh, now I can hear you.
No, you're
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh my
Sorry.
gosh, man.
Yeah, I know.
I've never seen that in my family. I've never seen that with my parents. So for them to just talk, like I'm just looking at them, they're just talking like friends. I said, wow, that's so cool.
And it's weird to
Well-
see as you get like older. I mean, I haven't seen like even just with certain couples I've seen as they grown older. It's like as they grow quieter and they grow more separate and more like roommate like. So
Yeah.
appreciate hearing that and seeing it from other couples that I've walked around.
Well, I guess for us in my vows, one of my vows to my wife was I wanted to grow old with her, and I always look at the older couples who are doing well, who are walking together, and I always think to myself, that's what I want to be in however many years, even though we are old,
Not that old.
But when we get older,
Older, yes.
right? I would like to be like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to ask this question because when we're having that conversation, you told me about your wedding and how you guys couldn't do your first dance.
Yes.
Do you want to share that story for the people? Because that was like very interesting.
Okay. Great. Well, so we obviously got married, and the minister who married us suggested, because we are going to be getting involved in ministry, that we don't have our first dance, because dancing was just, Pentecostal.
Old
was
school
just a no-no.
Pentecostal.
So we just wanted
I
like
didn't know
our
that.
first dance, like
Yeah.
we're not talking about the electric boogaloo, we're not talking about break
Nothing.
dancing, salsa, the lambada. We're not talking about none of that.
Nothing.
Oh, we're just talking about like
Yeah,
slow dance.
to
We had
our
a
favorite song. We have
Yeah,
our
we had a
favorite
song
song.
picked out, and then hopefully, if we don't cross the line and go to, we wanted to dance with my mom and
And I want to dance with my dad.
and
My
stuff
dad's
like that,
gone now.
Oh man.
So
Yeah, we didn't get to do that.
yeah, so I'm not sure how that's going to benefit anybody that's watching,
No,
but
I just thought it was a very interesting story because it's like, wow, I never heard anything like that. But it's funny how you guys laugh at it now. Like, no, we're gonna make it up to each other, and we're gonna
At some point, yeah.
do it.
Yeah, because we're in like 28 years married.
Congrats.
And sometimes we think to ourselves, maybe at the 30th,
30, yeah.
you know, we'll do some sort of renewal of the vows. We'll probably
Yeah.
do our dance finally, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So
Kudos to you guys. So I was once a younger lad, I guess, and I
He
had
blinked twice. He said young.
oh yeah, younger.
sometimes I don't know why you say what you say. You were once a younger lad.
You was
No,
once-
please continue.
Well, I guess some of this stuff from you, to be honest.
Don't blame me.
So, I was in a situation or a position where I would say like, I believe you're my wife, like straight up, and I felt like that. But how does one go about feeling like that and getting the discernment versus like it can possibly be manipulation? How do you, because you can honestly be hearing from God like, this is my wife, but I feel like that sentence can be a bit tricky if you're not really, if your heart posture is not really there.
So I grew up in a scenario where there's quite a few people who are doing that. The whole thing of, oh, you're my wife, oh, you're my husband, and I watched what happened.
Ooh.
And there are sometimes okay, and there are sometimes not okay. So I chose not to go that route. My thing was trajectory. We would go along. I would pray and say, God, let this naturally happen. This does not have to be a thing that I force. It doesn't have to be a thing that I'm dying over, whatever. It's God, just let that naturally happen.
Yeah.
And that was my prayer almost nightly. So I don't know what you did.
I'm just
Anyway.
gonna say no. I'm just thinking about it and thinking what you said, Nana. You know, hearing God's voice and discerning things. It's very interesting for sure. Because I mean, I know as a young girl, I was looking at different people and going, "Is that person the one? Is that person the one?" And you know, like I remember, you know, in the Stone Ages, you know, there was a camp of us where we felt like, you know, you're gonna have this one person. But I felt, you know, after kind of like being around different people, my feeling is that God gives us options. And, you know, when you make your choice, yes, God will ordain and will bless your choice, but we have choices. And I remember, you know, looking at one guy in particular and thinking, oh gosh, he's so nice and all this. And you know, we had a friendship. We just ended up having a friendship. And, you know, I can't tell you, you know, nothing happened. Like, and I can't tell you that he was a bad guy or anything. It just never went anywhere, you know. So, I don't know. I think letting things naturally happen and not forcing things, you know, as Duane was saying, and just praying and watching and waiting, having friends, enjoying conversation. I think that's the other thing. It is really hard for your generation with this
Social media.
the social media and the online, right? Like, you know, it's sort of like, is this the one? You answer the questions, you do the one time thing and the two, as opposed to, you know, like you in a group of friends, you go out with this friend, that person's your friend, this other person your friend, we talk, then maybe, you know, it sparks with this person and it develops into something. And like, we're in a different season for sure, but I guess I want to say in the middle of all of it, God is still present and he's still working and he's still blessing people and he's still bringing people together. So there's hope. There's always hope.
Definitely. I mean, like, I think just this era is also, as you were talking about, like the quickness of things. I think it's people also getting married later, feeling like they have shorter amount of time to get to know people.
That's true too.
And they're like, don't have enough time to have friends or be friends intentionally, or there's always a motive behind what happens. So I think that also, you know, makes it definitely harder for like people in this generation. And like, that's one thing I do appreciate about when the dating process back prior to where like it was more for friends, it's more easy, relaxed, light. Like now it feels like a rush because like age is everybody else is getting married. There's lots of comparison. So,
Yeah.
A
but
lot
yeah,
of things is also vanity as well.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you have social media, dating apps. I like how
Yeah.
this person looks. Let's do it.
yeah,
Like there's situations where you may not find a person attractive in a group setting as friends, and then as you get to know the person, they become attractive. But now it's harder. Like I have some friends that don't have friends. They just go to work and go home. Like the only friend is like they have one, two friends, but like a group of friends,
yeah.
they don't have that. So it's like, how are you even learning about yourself when you're just dealing with one of these guys? Like how are you gonna interact with just like a female friend if you're not in a group, right? So
Yeah.
it's a lot of loneliness
Yes.
too
Yes.
when it comes to just individuals trying to find someone and all that stuff like that. So
But as for yourselves, you guys, Pastor Dane, you were intentional about Pastor Charlene and just like coming after her, not just in prayer,
Oh,
like
he-
prior to,
he was
but
serious.
like you got the flowers, you did a sweet little gesture. But a lot of the times today, people are afraid of like rejection. A lot of men are struggling with that rejection piece. So for you guys, what can you say about intentionally seeking after someone in today's age? What does that look like? Health, like a healthy pursuit of someone.
Yeah, I think a healthy pursuit of somebody is encouraged by the people that are around you. So that day when I gave my future wife the flowers, it was actually my dad who said, "You got to do something to keep." How do you say it? To keep. You got to do something to keep yourself on her mind. So I thought, oh, I bet if I just came out of nowhere and just gave her flowers, that'd be something. So maybe going back to what you just said about the people that you have around you, having people around you will help you to be intentional if you've got the right people around you. And I think what they usually do, like what I found, is that they weren't really introducing new thoughts or feelings into me. I had these feelings to do. I just needed a nudge. I needed somebody to say, "Hey, maybe you should try this. Maybe you should do this."
Encouragement.
Yeah. And that was pretty much it,
Yeah.
if that answers your question.
Yeah. I think like what I think about when you say that, a lot of people, let's say you have people around you, or even you have maybe godly pastors around you telling, maybe nudging you. I hear a lot of people not wanting, oh, I don't want my pastor in my business, or I don't want them to know. Like a lot of people are like that. They want to keep more of a private,
that's a good one.
personal relationship. They don't really share with people until
People are
like
hiding.
after.
They're hiding. They don't want to
Like
say
what
nothing.
what do you guys say about that now, and how that defeats the purpose of like pursuing someone?
That, or?
Well, the only thing that's coming up to me is like in the multitude of counsels, there's safety, like some kind of wisdom. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, early in our relationship, I mean, the same guy that told us, not to dance on our wedding. I mean, he performed our marriage. It was comforting to be able to say, hey, that this person in my life. What do you think? I did respect him, and it was helpful. Yeah, and so I had that guy, well, that pastor, a set of young adult friends, my siblings. I think it's always good to have that. I think there's a safety in your community vouching for the person that you're going to choose to spend the rest of your life with, because you will have blind spots. Especially if you're physically attracted to the person, and the red flags will be there, and you will not see them because you will be head over heels. And yeah, and sometimes you end up with somebody that's not good, like and you want to have your community, even with that part, to be able to walk away and know, well, you know what I'm doing is not, it's not what, like being with this person is not in my best interest, because they're not really taking care of me, or I remember one of the relationships I was in, I was thankful to be gone because the person was not a good person, being around other people, you kind of realize that. Noticing how that even that same person was treating other people, and I'm in the community with that person, and like you get to realize, okay, this is not, it's not good. So in a multitude of counselors and community, there's safety.
Yeah. What made his pursuit feel respectable? Is that a word? Yes. What made his pursuit feel respectable and not like inappropriate? Because him coming to your door with flowers is like, whoa, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I
So-
was on my way out to. I was a part of another singing group. I was a part of Toronto Mass at the time, I think, and we were about to go to a concert. And I think I was like, I think you just missed me, like almost missed me,
Almost, yeah.
almost missed me. So I was like, we were like literally outside, and then he came. What Duane was very respectful. He would listen. He didn't give you that sleazy vibe. I don't know how else. I don't have the words. Some guys just are sleazy.
Slime balls.
Slime.
He wasn't a slime ball.
No,
Doesn't look like one.
he's not looking at you and just, he's not looking at you like if you're a piece of meat, like not that kind of. No, like very respectful. Wanted to get to know me as a person. Was respectful of my family. He had respectable friends around him. I didn't have to ask questions as to, who his friend group was. So those are the things that helped me realize that, he had a respectable family. Yeah. Does that answer the
that answer,
question?
plus 10, plus 10.
Plus 10.
That's 10. Going back a little bit to like social media and kind of just the era of today, like a lot of individuals kind of plays into a part of how they act, how they think, how they feel, and kind of do life. And most people kind of want to be married, but also covet like the other season, their past season. Like let's say they're married now and they look at the single and
The
they want to be
freedom.
there. And then some people look too far into the future and want to be married. So how can you encourage either person in either situation or season of life to remain content in that season and not kind of long for the next one or look at the past and want to be there as well?
I think you've got to be sorted about who you are. Sorted and content to say, here are the things about myself that I think are valuable. Here are the things that need improving, and I'm okay with that. So you don't want to become like, everything is wonderful, I'm just the greatest thing walking the earth. You don't want to be like that, but you don't want to be the worm. You don't want to be like, I can't do anything right. Who would ever love me? I just deserve the wrath of God, all that business. You don't want to be like that. I think you want to be like, I know who I am. I know who God has made me to be, and I know what he's working on. And I'm on that trajectory, and that's fine. That's what I would think. I think it's got to come from, I don't want to say it's got to come from inside only. It's got to come from this for sure. And I think, again, if we wanted to go back to who you surround yourself with, it has to come from other people in your life who'll be like, hey, I see this. This is really wonderful. I see this. You got to be careful.
Yeah, I think your community will help. You could help. I think also being comfortable. I think we talked about this being comfortable in your own skin, like and being able to maybe in solitude or like through journaling or something, being able to have that internal wrestling. Okay, you're wrestling with being single, for example. Did you talk to God about that? Like, have the hard conversation with God about, hey, God, like this hurts and I don't really like it. And where are you in this? Like, really have the hard questions. I think ask yourself the hard questions and sit with the hard stuff. Like, it's okay to sit with the hard stuff. I think, one of the things that I've seen in my other job, is that it's almost like it is a wrong thing to be going through a hard thing, or it's not, or like we're not supposed to go through hard things. You pop a pill because you're feeling sad. We have to be happy all the time. No, right? Life is not really all rainbows and lollipops. Like we will have hard times.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes, not being married for some people, if that's what they wanted, that's a hard thing. Or in a hard relationship, okay, God, what do you want me to do in this relationship? What, you know, being able to sit with the hard questions and work through the hard questions, I think, is important. What is your source of strength in the hard thing? Is God present with you? Okay, so where is He in this? If we're talking as people of faith, where is He in this hard place? What do you think He's trying to teach you in this hard place? What is being formed in you? I love Pastor Rick he talks about what is being formed in us. Love that phrase, because it's always something being formed in us, whatever season we're in.
So you guys work together in ministry. How do you guys protect your relationship from, you're working together, work stuff, and then knowing that you're married, you got to go home, you have a family to take care of. How do you guys protect your marriage in ministry? Because it could be hard. It can be super hard, but it seems like you guys navigate it well. So how do you guys kind of approach working together?
So to protect it, what we do is there's things that we have that we enjoy. So we like going for drives. We used to like going for Dairy Queen. We used to, we have those guilty pleasure sort of things that, you do. But we would, I'm just trying to think about the different things that we've done over the years. That it's just like different things that we've enjoyed. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and we do have a rhythm, we do have a rhythm of different, things that we do every week. One thing, we have Monday mornings that we have an appointment, a standing appointment. We have a standing appointment every night, right?
Yeah. Do you want to elaborate what the standing appointment
We
is?
pray together every night.
Okay.
We don't go to bed without praying together every night.
Yeah.
Even if he's somewhere else, driving home or whatever, and if I want to go to my bed, I will call him and we'll pray. So they're just the little things, but they mean a lot because, you're touching base all the time. And as he said, we try to be intentional about just doing things together. It's something we're still trying to be intentional about. So I remember a few years ago, we had this thing of, and I think we're still in the process of where towards the end of the year, we would go do our trip and kind of talk about the year and stuff. So we have our little things that we do between us that are just for us, where we can reflect and recharge and connect.
Yeah, so I think it's important to have. It's one thing to put a stop to work, but it's like, what do you have after work?
Yeah.
Right? So you've got to have something after work. I think it's got to be something where you're actively. So whether it's a shared hobby or a shared activity or something, it's got to be something where it's like you're both actively involved. Like one thing we are doing right now is walking together and stuff like that. We've walked together for a lot of our lives and stuff like that. Though sometimes when we walk together, it gets pretty funny for different reasons. So, but there are just different things that we have done because there's a lot of interest that
We don't share.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So she's not coming to the movies with me. She's not reading comic books with me. I don't really
I don't watch
listen.
sports.
She doesn't watch sports. I don't listen to that much gospel music. My music is more like poppy or even rocky and stuff like that. But what's really neat is when we have those crossovers where I'll listen to something that she'll introduce to me and I'll say, "Man, that's interesting. I like that," right? And then she'll do the same, right? So that's pretty cool. Sometimes we have traded podcast episodes. Sometimes, she more encouraged me when we were younger in marriage to read. I was not a big reader when I was younger in marriage. I am a reader now. She would still read faster than me.
Oh, you think so? No, I think now you've surpassed me, and now you're the one reading faster than me.
I don't know. I think if you had more time, I think you'd read faster than me and stuff like that. She is doing a lot and stuff. But even reading a book together and being able to let's talk about the book. Let's say like, oh, I read this, is what I got out of it, so on and so forth. We share scripture together. Let's talk about scripture. Let's say, hey, this is what it says, and so on and so forth. We don't really debate scripture too much.
No, but we just share ideas.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that. I think so. Again, it's important that you've got something. If this is work and you're always active there, yeah, you got to take your stop. You got to take your Sabbath. But Sabbath wasn't meant for us just to be like, well, I'm just going to sit here and look at the wall. It was meant for us to do something. It was meant for us to enjoy those around us, meant for us to enjoy God in ways that we couldn't do here. So you got to cultivate those things.
After all these years.
After all these
years.
I'm not even gonna lie, in my brain, I'm like, maybe I should say, I'm like, wow, you guys like really enjoy each other's company?
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, God willing, when I get married, I'm gonna need some time to myself. I'm gonna need my man cave and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
he has his man cave.
Okay.
Well, not really. I have
Well, not right now, but
Okay.
yeah, what do you
I
mean?
will.
But no, well, you have a space. Like you go
got a
downstairs
space?
and you go watch your
Yeah, but
TV
it's
and you
not-
go.
I know, but that's not a man cave.
Okay, boss.
That's a shared space with other people in the house.
Okay, fine.
We've got 2 kids, and they're both young adults now and stuff like that. So that's a shared space, and sometimes that's shared space with them, and it's good shared space and stuff. But no, we both have our alone times actually. Because she has time where she just wants to be with the book and so on and so forth, and I have times where I want to be with the book.
Yeah, he likes to be with his comic books, and I like to journal and be with my coloring books or curl up with another book. Yeah, so we have our alone times.
Wow.
I should be Christian and say I read Christian comic books.
No, he does not.
I know.
We're keeping it real, folks.
Real.
So I guess just last question we have, or second question, last question that we have is like after all these years, and like usually people say the honeymoon phase disappears and things kind of become, maybe bland. What's one thing that I guess keeps that spark alive for you guys and keeps you guys loving and growing each other as you guys stay together for years and years?
Yeah. I think we both want to learn. I think we both want to learn. And I don't mean learn about the cosmos. I mean, I think we want to learn about each other. I think, I don't know. I just the different seasons of life that we're in. I just think, I don't know.
I
What do
think
you say?
I think every couple would go through things, and you have to. Well, I know for myself, speak for myself, and I know for Duane too. We valued being together for the long haul. Like we went in with that mindset. We didn't go in with the mindset of, well, if it's going to work out. We went in the mindset of like, I thought he was a good pick, a good catch, and I could picture spending the rest of my life with this man. So that's how I went in. So when the hard times came, because it's not that it wasn't all roses, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not perfect and neither is he. So when we had our hard times, I would go to God and say, look, Lord, like you got to help me here, And I will never forget the one time where I was like really livid. And Colossians 3 came to me, like forgiving one another. Like, okay, God, please, God, really, right? So, I mean, there you have to have the mindset of like you want to make this work, and it is work. You have to. So one of the things is sometimes you're gonna have to take recognize when it's your stuff and forgive.
Yeah.
Or recognize when it's your stuff and stop doing the nonsense. Like I remember one time, I was really mad and I called him a name And I don't even think we were like this talking. I was on the phone because it was like we had an argument about like a phone bill or like some bill. And I called him a name, and the hurt in his tone, it gutted me. And I was like, I will never do that again.
She called me an uncircumcised Philistine. It was horrible. And I every time I read that scripture, I just
Yeah. So, like you want to love that other person, and you will make mistakes and you will do awful things. But will you own your stuff? Will you love the person enough to say, okay, I will not do that again. I will change. I will work on my stuff. Because we all have stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe, and when you say that, so yeah, it's when it's tried, when something is tried and you've gone through something, it's like you can say, okay, I know that this is real. This is not just fair weather, convenient, when everything's fine, you'll stick with me. It's like when it gets hard, when we have to work at it, when there needs to be forgiveness, that's when it's like, oh, okay, this is for real, you know?
And in every relationship, that stuff is going to come.
It's inevitable.
Gotta come.
One of the things when I do premarital counseling, one of the things that it says in the tool that we use is that conflict. I think it says conflict is inevitable, right? It's the cost of loving, but conflict, the presence of conflict, is not a sign of danger. As a matter of fact, I would hazard to guess that the absence of conflict is more the sign of danger.
Because that way, according to some of the couples theorists too, it's like you're dissolving into the other person as opposed to being your own person. Like if you're always agreeing, somebody is actually kind of just suffocating themselves to just be with the person, and that builds up and comes out in wrong ways down the road.
And that, I was just going to say, that is one thing I see with a lot of couples. It's the lack of assertiveness. It's the lack of like, I don't really want to ask for what I want because it's going to bother the other person.
But then that resentment builds until, okay, no, well, I've never had what I wanted, so now I'm gone and I'm going to go do what I want. There was a question that was mentioned there that reminds me of this conversation. The whole thing about when we fight, who's right? And I wanted to say, like, that's the other thing. You will always fight, but I always tell couples, and I believe it's not a matter of who's right or wrong. It's different perspectives.
Yeah, there is no win-lose.
There's no win-lose. You're on the same team. Why are you looking to see who's going to win? If you're on the same team, try to hear the other person's perspective. It's more about we have different perspectives. We may not agree, but we have different perspectives, and we're on the same team.
Yeah.
You're cooking. You cook. You cook the meal.
We cooked the
Oh
meal.
man, I'm gonna do a lightning. We're gonna move on to our lightning round,
Yeah.
our last round, so we can see a little bit more about you guys. That was a really good point. Wow, because before we do that, I be wanting to win arguments sometimes, even though I'm not married yet. But just in
Great
my
debater.
friends, yeah. Oh, I'm a great debater. Like I'm gonna say like I'm.
Yeah.
I just love debating. But I need to cut it out, man. I need to cut it out. And apologizing is so hard. So hard. What? To apologize?
Yeah.
But when you do it, you're freeing yourself of, I don't even know what it is, but you just feel free. So, kudos to you. This is why she's a counselor. She just be, well, I in my brain, I'd be like, if I'm asking her a question, I say, turn off your counselor brain and talk to me as a, we're co-workers.
I don't know.
The two intertwined.
Yeah.
Okay. Our first question is, who said I love you first?
Do you remember that? I don't.
No, I don't. But I think I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say you did then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Who apologized first after your first argument?
I don't know.
No, I don't remember.
I would think I probably would have.
Yes, because the first argument, would you say the first argument was the phone thing? When you hung up?
No. Oh, yes. Well, was that an argument?
I don't know. But
was
you-
more. That was I was impatient, and yeah, that was when she had come out of the one relationship, and then I thought, oh, she's free, and that must mean we can be more than friends. And she's like, no, I just want to be friends right now. And I got impatient, and I just said, well, I can't be like that. Not that she asked me to be like that anyway, but I said I can't be like that, and I didn't hang up. I think I might have said goodbye.
Yeah, you did say goodbye.
Maybe.
You didn't hang up on me.
Yeah, but I went click,
Now,
and then you know.
did you click? Did you like slam the telephone, or did you slam the flip phone, or did you press your finger on the phone?
Flip phone.
No,
So you
no,
went-
it wasn't even a flip phone.
What was
Flip
it?
phone, it
Back then, it was a phone.
It
You
was
know,
a
it had a
corded
cord.
phone.
Oh, corded.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dial
okay.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. The one
Yeah.
you take out the wire if you didn't want the school to call your parents and stuff like that.
I never thought about
You
those
never
things,
did
Nana.
such thing.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Who's more romantic?
I said he is.
Yeah, I think I am.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
She's smiling.
Who takes longer to get ready?
Me. I am. He's the Flash. I call him the Flash. Seriously. Like, I'd get up, go to the washroom, do my thing, and he's out of bed and downstairs, dressed.
gosh.
It's crazy. I call him the Flash.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
Who's the better cook?
I am.
Any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Favorite meal from her?
Oh, favorite meal from my wife. I like your oxtail.
What about the fish dish?
I like the fish dish too.
The fish? What kind of fish you make?
Like escovitch?
No.
No. It's like regular fish.
It's a white fish. It's like you put gratin on the top
It's a
with
white
potatoes.
potato gratin dish.
Yeah, I like that. But I think I like your oxtail and your goat the best. I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who usually wins disagreements? Even though we're not encouraging that, but who usually wins disagreements?
Yeah.
That's what we said. We don't have winners and losers. We talk it through.
Right.
I like that.
And last question. What's one thing your spouse still does that makes you smile after 28 years?
I like the way she's silly. She does silly things when we're together. We have a lot of fun together. Like she just does things where it's just I could tell it's just goofiness between the two of us. And if I could add, I like the way that we laugh at things. We're always at the at the end of the day, if there's something really whatever, it's like we have this term where we say, give me that juice, give me the juice, man. So
And this guy still has lyrics 28 years later. Like he's still smooth with the tongue. Very smooth.
Jeez, he's definitely smooth. That boy's smooth.
well, to me, it's like when you find your loved one, why not? Like don't do it when you want something from them. Do it all the time, at any time. Why not? So
Wow.
I love that.
Well, that's it, folks.
Yep.
That was a great episode. Thank you, guys.
Yes. Thank you so much.
That was some great wisdom.
I feel refreshed for myself, and a lot of back pocket gems have been tucked away.
Oh
from me,
yeah, I'm
so.
taking a couple of things. I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking a couple of things. So pray over ourselves. Put the holy oil on us that we can get married one day.
Yeah.
And have a fruitful marriage. So it's great that we can look to you guys as a great example. So kudos to you guys.
Actually, one thing, can you pray us out? Actually, can we? And then
Sure.
we can end from
Each
here.
of us, one of us.
Maybe
It can be one.
one. Maybe Pastor Duane.
okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Jesus, we are just grateful and thankful for your presence in our lives. And Lord, we acknowledge that everything about who we are, and Lord, every good thing that has happened with us, Lord, it's because of you. And Father, even the things that have been difficult and challenging, God, that we have walked through, the walkthrough has been because of you. So Father, I thank you today. I thank you today, Lord, that at the end of the day, It is your name that is being praised and lifted up and worshiped. Lord, we are just simply people who you have forgiven, who you are healing, who you love dearly. So, God, I pray for us. I pray for all those who watch. I pray, God, that you do something mighty and powerful in all of our lives. God, wherever we find ourselves, Lord, on our journey, I pray, God, that we would just know that your hand is on our shoulder. And, Lord, that you are holding us close. God, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Lord, for all that you are doing. Thank you, Lord, that, God, you've made everything beautiful in its time. And we just pray, Lord, you continue to have your way in our lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Man,
Well,
trying to close us out.
thank you guys so much for coming and for just sharing your wisdom. And so hopefully you guys take some gems and some tips on healthy relationships, and maybe we'll see them soon.
Come to the live show. Okay?
All right.
They will
We're
be here.
signing out.
Oh, peace.
Peace.